Hi everyone, and welcome to Linda's Electric Quilters on YouTube. I'm Linda V. Taylor, and this is Corey Pearson.
Hi, Linda.
We've been having a lot of fun with this Dream Big by Hoffman, and I think it's a wonderful panel for people to practice their freehand.
And their computerized skills.
And the computerized skills. Okay, all right. And you use this is your quilt, so
Yeah.
you use 2 layers of batting.
So I've got 2 layers. The bottom layer is going to be Linda's choice, of course. That's that 100% cotton whisk cream. It's a nice heavy batting because normally these are used for wall hangings.
Good for
so
show
we
quilts.
want them to sit up
Yeah,
nice.
and wall hangings.
And then the wool is going to give it that texture on top, but also wool doesn't have a memory for creases. So I can fold this up, put it on the airplane, take it off, and whip it out, and it's the exact same way. So
nice.
I like it.
So why don't we start in the middle and
Okay.
have you show us how to do a really cool
to
middle
do
with the statler.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so what we're first going to start out by doing, kind of like we did in the previous episode, is I'm going to go into draw arc, so I can
Okay.
do my outer piece, and then
Draw
we're going to echo
arc.
inside of that as well to
Okay.
give it that kind of that negative space. So we're going to go to our computer screen and click on draw arc. And then with the head of the machine, remember the arc process is 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 3, 2, 3.
I was just looking at how. Can you see this?
Yeah.
'Cause it's like when you get close, it's like, whoa, okay,
I
where
know,
is it?
it's kind of, when you get to the center, it's all kind of like mushed together.
Okay, right.
So what we're going to start out is we're just going to click here, there, there, to there. Come here.
So it will be what you make it. That's what it'll be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because it's just hard to differentiate between the.
Between all the
There's no
petals.
colors on
Yeah.
this. It's all monochromatic. So.
When it gets to the center, it gets really white, so it's kind of harder to
But
tell.
it will be defined.
Let's come over here. And then go here. And then to here.
Where did you start? I
I
don't
don't know, so I'm going to look for. Oh, actually, we're right where we started.
We're okay.
There you go. So we'll hit close drawing and exit drawing. And then I want to make sure that, oh, there's my center. I want to make sure that my start and stops are in the same place. So I'm going to come to my nodes and snap my end to my start.
Okay.
Okay? So then I can come to start quilting. So we're going to go ahead and have that start, and it's just going to trace out that outline piece all the way around. And for this one, it might be a little further out of the center than normal, but that's okay. Each one of these is a little different. That's fine.
Yeah.
So we're going to get right there.
Okay.
It's going to tie off. I'll pull up our threads. And then we want to echo inside. Okay, so I'm going to cut these threads. I'll click continue. I'm going to come back over to the computer screen. I'm going to combine this as one pattern and then go to echo object. And remember, it's always defaulting to echo outside, so we want to make sure we echo it inside. So I'll click inside.
Inside. There we go.
And then I'll click OK and have that stitch out as well. So I'll go to start quilting. It's going to move to where it needs to. That 1/4 inch echo. Right there on the inside of that. That'll tie off. And then what we're going to do in the center is put some pearls in the center to kind of
That'll
be
be
like the
really
center
pretty.
of that flower.
Like little seeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to use a fill pattern by Anita Shackelford. Okay. And so with fills, remember we have to do a boundary.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to take our inner echo and convert that to a boundary. So I'm just going to right click and go to convert pattern to boundary. And let's place that there. And then I'm going to drag and drop our pearls in here.
So cool.
Okay. Now with this one, it does have a distinct center where those pearls go into. So we're going to place our machine kind of in the center of that panel.
That looks good.
Yeah, I like it right there. So then I'm going to come to my computer screen, and with my crosshairs, I can tell where the center of this pattern needs to be. So I'm going to place that center of that pattern right there. And then I do want to expand this a little bit bigger because those are going to be really,
Yeah,
really
those
tight.
are going to really be tiny.
So if I go to my orange handles, I can just double click and go to my orange. And I can pull one of these squares out and really make these pebbles.
The size you want them.
Yeah.
Because you can see that with size there.
Right.
Okay.
So then I can left click on the pattern, right click, and come into fill inside.
Okay.
And just like that, it's placed in those pearls.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then all we have to do is hit start quilting.
Okay.
I love watching these patterns.
And they have small and large pebbles, so they're not all the same size.
Right, gives a little bit of dimension.
Oh, I love the way it follows it around. Just follows that edge.
So I'm loving the way that this pattern is finishing stitching out, but look at the texture that wool gives those pebbles
Oh,
in
yeah.
the center of that flower.
It definitely has got more definition than just one layer of batting.
Exactly.
So now all my quilts have to have 2 layers of batting.
That's okay.
That's great. Okay. First of all, I'm going to just sew along this line between them and then come back with an echo. We've dropped the belts. Yes. So I'm going to do, I do a lot of feathers. What a shame. But this one I'm not going to take all the way over to the side because I'm going to show you something else that I'm going to do.
Okay.
That will be gorgeous. And then as I come back down through, I follow the line, and then it sort of has a flat side, but then you come back over and it turns out to be long arm pearls. They're round, flat, round, flat, and over. And then as I come back down, I'm going to put feathers on the tips of each of these.
Oh, that's cute.
But they are headed up, and so right at those intersections, right here, I sort of have to follow it back over. See how I follow that edge back over?
Yeah,
to set myself up?
Gotcha.
Okay. And as I come over here, same thing, I sort of have to follow it up and then come out again from the intersection. Alrighty, I like that. Do you like that?
It's beautiful.
Now, in this other one, I see that it's kind of on the side, and I love that. Come around, outline them always, of course. Okay, on this one, I'm going to do a half of a feather.
Okay.
I'm going to show you my Indian feather. Would you like to see it?
I would love to.
It's pointed like that. Almost looks like a leaf. curl up here. Now as we come back, we're going to put the tops on these feathers. Triple stem.
Oh, those are precious. So does it matter if you do the top or the stems first, or is it just kind of whatever
No.
you go to first?
When you're doing freehand, it does
doesn't
not matter. It's the designer's choice.
Well, there you go.
I discovered this on a wonderful quilt because I had done just plain feathers.
Yeah.
And I needed more color, so I changed the thread and put on variegated dark thread and put this on the top of them. And it was awesome. All right, let's do this one. Looks like I'm just following that line up there. Here we come down. Oh, I'm following that line again. Boy, I'm good at following those lines. This is one of my favorite background fills. They're all my favorite. Okay. They don't have to be parallel, but you want to do them in twos. Because if you just do one, it looks like you just made a mistake or you were lazy. But we're doing threes.
Okay.
We're doing twos. Just wanted to see if you were paying attention. And then we come back the other direction. See how wonky they are?
Oh, yeah.
It's a wonky cross hatching.
I like it.
Isn't it awesome?
Oh, that's cute.
And you hardly even have to guess which way I'm going because
Designer's choice.
designer's choice. Look at this. I love this design. So you just follow your side over wherever you get to the side, you know, to get to the next area.
Gotcha.
Like right here, you just follow that line. And there we go. But do it in twos. Don't do it in ones. You can even do it in threes. I've done it in threes before.
Look at that.
Okay.
I like it.
Is that enough? And then you want to do one more in
Yeah, I'll
Statler?
do one more Statler.
Okay.
So the first thing that I need is we're going to be doing fill, of course, because this is a great panel to practice fill. Now, you've already done some of the outlining on all the other petals, so I still want to do an echo inside of them, so I'm just going to use draw arc to go around and do my echo, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to go into draw arc, and with the head of my machine, click out my arc points. I'm going to go here.
Sounds like you have one shoe on, one shoe off.
And to here.
And I love these gamma clips.
Yeah, they hold that top on real nice.
Yeah.
Here and then there. All right, so I've got that one on here, and I need to combine this pattern and then do an echo inside. So echo object.
Inside.
Inside.
There we go.
And then click OK. Now, when we did our draw arc on that outside one, that still technically thinks it's a sewn pattern. So we need to toggle it as sewn or delete it. So I'm going to toggle it as sewn. Right click, toggle pattern as sewn. And then I'll start quilting so we can go ahead and stitch this echo. Come through here. Right up to there, perfect. Let's cut our threads, and then we need to convert that echo to a boundary since fill works off of boundaries.
Okay.
So let me come over to the computer screen, and I'm going to select our inner echo and convert it to a boundary. Convert pattern to boundary. And then what I want to do is we're actually going to use this fill border bricks. It really gives it some cool texture when these
Well, that
bricks
looks
are lined
cool.
up.
Yeah.
But one thing that I want these to do is I don't want them to be straight up and down across the quilt. I want them to go with that natural
With that-
grain in the fabric.
Sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into draw line. Okay, we've been using that a lot. And I just want to click a line down the grain of that fabric so I can see it on the screen. So I'll click here, click there.
Okay.
Close drawing and exit drawing. And I can see on the screen
How you want it.
what that measurement, what
Okay.
that angle needs to be. So I'm going to come into repeat patterns. And I'm going to select a point on the screen. It's going to place that pattern on there for me right here. And then I can increase my number of repeats just so I can see how much I need to have.
Awesome.
So I'm going to come to that, and then I'm going to click OK. And I want to take these patterns, and actually let me get rid of this outer echo so that's easier for us. Here we go. And I want to rotate them
So they're in line.
so they're in line with the grain of this fabric.
Great.
So I can kind of line it up with that just like so. And I can get those exactly where I want them. And then now that they're all selected, I can say fill inside. And so I even have an icon on my tool strip for fill inside. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to fill it right inside. The only thing we have to remember to do is to delete out that line that we drew.
Because it will stitch it.
Because it's going to try and stitch it.
Okay.
So I'm going to select that line, delete
There you
it,
go.
and go to start quilting.
Okay.
So that's going to go up there, and it's just going to put in that fill bricks. So we're coming right around here to the side, around kind of our final echo piece. It's going to tie off, and it's done.
It looks so good.
But it just feel that. Oh, I love the
I
feeling
know.
of it.
I know.
That wool really
Well, all
pops
of
up.
it.
I
you
know, all
know,
of it makes it feel
just
really
gives
good.
it that extra loft. So we've had so much fun
We have.
again. So
Trim those away.
thank you for
at
joining me, and
I
I'm-
love joining you.
I'm
It's always
grateful
fun.
to have you here, and so thanks for watching. I hope you try some of these wonderful techniques and have as much fun as we did.
I know. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with our latest videos. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.